What?
Yeah. What's up,
Yo,
everybody? This is your man Cam from Chin Checkers, and I'm back with
what's going on, man? It's your boy Dan.
yo, man. Let's do a little recap of these fights that happened this weekend, man. I want to start off with the Sean Porter fight, and that was I was really impressed with Sean Porter. I mean, he was trying to knock this guy out, and that guy would not go down. Like, Sean Porter hit everything: right hooks, left hooks, uppercuts, jabs, right jabs, left jabs. He hit him with the kitchen sink, the house, garage. But the dude would not go down though, man.
Not go down. Nah. My take was, Sean Porter, that night was just Sean Porter. Everything, you know what I mean? He came in, and a lot of people, because they did not know the name Sebastian Formella, they didn't really, even though he was undefeated, 22 fights, 0 losses, 0 draws, 22 wins. Even though he was undefeated, a lot of people still didn't know the name. And so I feel like Sebastian Formella must have got a lot of people's attention to be able to eat that kind of onslaught from a great fighter like Sean Porter. But, great fighter and a great chin. But Sean Porter did what Sean Porter do. He came in tough. He came straight in your chest and was landing every single punch in the boxing book and the Queensberry rules.
Yeah,
everything.
You know my thing about Sean Porter: 2 jabs and I'm in your chest.
And I'm in your chest. Yeah, yeah.
But that was that was a really strong performance by Sean Porter, and I know a lot of people will probably not give Sean Porter the credit because he didn't knock him out, but that guy just wouldn't go down. Like, what can you do when you keep hitting somebody with everything, loading up, and he just won't drop? So Sean Porter did what he had to do, and he continued to box. Like, he didn't get frustrated or anything. He continued to do what he had to do.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. And keep in mind, like I said, Sebastian Formella is undefeated. It's not like he's fighting a guy who's been knocked out before. He hasn't been knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to see what type of a fighter Sean Porter is when he's against that kind of relentlessness, when the guy's not backing down, not backing away. He stayed smart and he stayed level-headed. And I feel like Sean Porter's got a point to prove, especially because this was a championship eliminator. So this is going to put him back in world title contention, perhaps looking at a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. in 2021. So that was a great night for Sean Porter and a great fight.
Yo, Sean Porter's huge.
You think so?
Yo, did you see how wide his back was?
Yeah. He's pretty big.
He's huge.
He's huge. He's wide. But he's tall though. How tall is he? Like 5'6", 5'7"?
Yeah, he's about 5'6". Like, when I seen him, I kind of looked down on him a little bit, and I'm not that.
Really?
I'm like 5'6". So it was like we were like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't much, but it was like, but he's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yo, he's built like a light heavyweight.
He used to play football. He used to be in light middleweight.
I think people forget that he was fighting at 160 because in the amateurs he fought Daniel Jacobs and he fought
and he beat him.
Oh my goodness, the guy from Rhode Island, Demetrius Andrade.
Demetrius Andrade, yeah.
I think he beat both of them in the amateurs.
Yeah. He was a 165. Looking at him now at as big as he is at 147, you can imagine how big he was at 165. I
don't even want to imagine how big he was at 165.
Man, but it was a great night for Showtime Sean Porter. I like Showtime, and I like his daddy Kenny Porter. And going forward into the future, what kind of things do you want to see, and what kind of matches do you want to see from Sean Porter? It looks like we're going to go into next year.
If he doesn't get another title fight, he gotta go against some of them top contenders. Like, he gotta maybe Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
Or, if he can, there's just a long stretch, Terrence Crawford, or maybe, what I would like to see, and I know it's not gonna happen. And for everybody that's listening, Jaron Boots Ennis out of Philadelphia.
I don't know if
think he's ready for Sean Porter yet.
Nah, he's not.
But that's something I would like to see, man. That's something I would like to see.
Yeah.
Maybe if Jerron would fight, like if he get like not some tune-up fights, but like if he fight like a Jesse Vargas type guy, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? To
Hmm.
see,
He
a
needs to come into the
veteran
spot. Yeah.
that had a belt already. If he could fight
Hmm.
like two of those guys first and beat
Hmm.
those guys,
Yeah.
I could see him fighting like the Sean Porter, the Danny
Sean Porter
Garcias,
was. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Keith Thurmans, like really stepping it up. But that's
Yeah.
something I would like to see. But that's a far fetched, maybe 2-3 years from now. But
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely 2-3 years from now. And a fight between Gerard Ennis and Danny Garcia would be incredibly interesting because keep in mind they're both from Philadelphia, and so that would be a great time. That would be a great fight in Philly. And Danny on his way towards kind of like the twilight years of his career, and Jared Harris coming up in his career. It'll be a very good fight. I think it's kind of the Battle of Philadelphia.
yeah, that would be good, man. But you
Mm.
had something else to say about this fight?
Oh no, no, Sean Porter did what Sean Porter do, and a lot of respect to Sebastian Formella, And the thing is, one thing that it irritates me, but at the same time, nah, it just irritates me. A lot of people, because they don't know the guy name, they immediately put the guy down. You know what I'm saying? And they refer to him as a bum. They refer to him as, a tomato can. And I remember seeing one of the comments. One guy said, this guy drove my Uber last week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. One of the comments said, this guy drove my Uber last week, but just because you don't know the name, and keep in mind he's an undefeated fighter, and so I feel like that was a great fight for Sean Porter to come back, especially after the Errol Spence loss, and make a statement that I'm still in this game and I can still do big things, especially at world level. And another thing that I like about Sean Porter is that he will win, lose, or draw. He'll bring it against anyone. He's not afraid. He's not gonna tuck in and be intimidated by anyone, whether it's Keith Thurman, whether it's Kell Brock, win, lose, or draw, whether it's Errol Spence Jr. He's gonna come in and do what Sean Porter do. But that's what I gotta say.
Listen, as H said, man, you
Mm.
fight Sean Porter, even if you win, you lost.
Yeah, you lost. You lost something. You know what I'm saying?
Sean Porter hit hard, and it ain't be no easy win. Even in Sean
Absolutely.
Porter's losses, they were hard fought losses.
One split decision, a unanimous decision, which could have been a split decision, and majority decision. Majority decision, Kell Brock. Split decision, Errol Spence Jr. And the UD, which could have been an SD, was Keith One-Time Thurman. And so, yeah. So I see Joe Smith fought this weekend. You also fight.
Yeah, I seen that fight. Yo, Joe Smith was going hard from first round to second round, and in the ninth round he was able to. In the ninth round he put Alvarez down. It was kind of a little reminiscent of another fight we're gonna talk about, but
oh no,
a little bit later. But Alvarez's issue in that fight was he was sitting back rating a counterpunch, and Joe Smith was giving him an opening a counterpunch. And in the fourth round, he bloodied up his nose. And in the fifth round, he rocked Alvarez hard. And then in the sixth, I think it was the seventh round, later Alvarez was able to catch Joe Smith with a right, and his legs buckled. But then after that, Joe Smith was just coming at him relentless. And then he dropped him with a straight right and a jab. That's how we dropped him.
Straight right and jab.
Straight right and a jab.
Done. So
he
what
dropped him, he dropped him almost as bad as he dropped Bernard Hopkins.
Really?
Elena Alvarez was like his head was outside the ropes.
Yeah. So it's speaking about that Hopkins fight, it's sad that Joe Smith wasn't able to follow up on that in terms of getting into the upper echelon of the light heavyweight division. But as long as he picked up the victory, what round was it in?
It was in the ninth round. He knocked him down, and that was a title eliminator for the WBO belt.
Okay, that's vacant, right?
That's vacant right now because Canelo had it and then he vacated. So that's vacant right now. But up top of the list at that 175-pound division, you got Arthur Beterbiev, you got Demetrius Bivol, you got
my guy.
You got what's the guy from Canada, man? He's originally from Haiti.
Haiti. I know, not Jean Pascal.
I can't remember his name. Hold on, man. I gotta Google it. Marcus Brown is in the top 10.
Yeah.
There's some guys up in there that 175-pound division, and I think they need to that division.
I know the guy you mean. I know the guy you're talking about. It's just the name.
Yeah. Oh my God, he fights from Canada, but he's originally from Haiti. Oh man.
It'll come to me.
It'll come. But that division, it kind of it really doesn't get talked about a lot.
Well, the light heavyweight division. No, you're right.
Yeah, it doesn't get talked about a lot. They got some good fighters in there. The one thing I would like to see in that division, I would like to see Demetrius Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev get it. Beterbiev get it in because them two are the top of the food chain, and it's about time.
It's about time now. You're right. And I think it can happen as well. Essex Eddie Hearn has a great relationship with the old man from Top Rank, and Beterbiev is with Top Rank. Bivol is with Matchroom, and so I feel like they'll be able to get it going much sooner or later. But you're right. There's a lot of good fighters. There's a lot of great fighters in that division. But I think the light heavyweight division, just like the cruiserweight division, and it doesn't really have a lot of big time stars. Big time names.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't remember the last time. No, I'm lying. I can't remember the last time I seen a cruiserweight fight, but the last time I seen a cruiserweight fight before that, I can't remember. That's when Usyk fought
Tony Bellew.
No, not Tony Bellew. That was a heavyweight. The guy he beat to unify.
Nah, I know the guy you mean.
Gassiev.
Gassiev, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the cruiserweight, the Usyk fight, I think, was at cruiserweight, and it was for Tony. It was for Usyk's fight. Usyk's belt.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was for the Undisputed Championship. Yeah, and he was doing a great fight.
I thought that was. I thought they fought at heavyweight.
Yeah, he fought David Haye at heavyweight in London and beat him.
Okay.
It was around that time because he was cruiserweight champion, and then vacated the belt to go to heavyweight twice, and then after that came down. Beat David Haye, came down back to cruiserweight to fight and retire against Alexander Usyk, and then Usyk came up to heavyweight. Vacated the title.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing because with Usyk at heavyweight, I think he's like more of a smaller heavyweight.
Yeah.
So I would like to see, once he starts getting them those guys that, and it doesn't have to be on some of the top names. Once he gets in there, them guys coming in at 240, 250, 260 to see if he has the power to actually stun or hurt them. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. Do you know his first fight at heavyweight?
I heard he fought at heavyweight, but I didn't see it.
No, he's going to have his first fight at heavyweight.
Oh, I thought he had it already.
No. I think it's no, you're right. He did have it. My bad. You're right. He did have it in Chicago. But this is his first big test. This is against Derek War Chisora. A seasoned veteran, a seasoned UK veteran, War Chisora. And so that's going to be a real interesting fight. And I put Usyk in there for the win. But in terms of does he have power at heavyweight? In terms of can he beat someone who's good and seasoned at heavyweight? We're going to see. But I feel like he's going to be good at heavyweight. Can he be champion? I don't know. But he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
All right. I think the next fight we have up was a rematch. And before I even get into this, man, I want to say, man, Matchroom is doing a lot for women's boxing.
Absolutely. I
don't see too many fights with Top Rank or with PVC with the women's boxing, and I see a lot more fights with Matchroom with women's boxing than I do with the other two promoters, and I like to give him a lot of credit for that. And especially how he came on, because Katie Taylor was the co-main event to the Dillian White fight. And that's just amazing for me, and it's amazing to see
on pay-per-view. Yeah.
Because the women are not getting as much exposure in boxing as they should.
They should. Nah. Eddie's doing what it is right now is that even though it may not be as economically rewarding as, let's say, some of the Ronda Rousey fights have been for the UFC, what this is doing is laying the groundwork for perhaps in 5 years' time or in 10 years' time for women women's boxing to develop a lot of stars, to develop a lot of big time stars who can headline their own pay-per-views. You know, some great stars like Clarissa Shields. You know what I'm saying? In 5 years, you're gonna get more stars like her who can be economically rewarding for the promoters. And I hope if it happens, you know, I hope it happens under Essex Eddie Hearn's watch, under his promotional banner, because he's done more for women's boxing in the past 5 years than a lot of promoters have in the past 20 years. Probably since Taylor Ali.
Well, if he keep doing what he's doing, then it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Onto the fight, which was a rematch that happened in Madison Square Garden.
Like, very controversial.
Pulled the win out. Did you see that girl's face?
yeah, I seen her. Yeah. It was an extremely tough fight. You know, it was extremely tough, and even so tough, I actually thought Katie Taylor was about to get dropped, was about to get a knocked down, so should I say, in the very first round. You know, Serrano was very aggressive, coming in for even throughout the entire fight, she's aggressive. But one thing I commend Katie Taylor for is her incredible head movement. You know what I'm saying? She has wonderful movement, lateral movement, foot movement, head movement, you name it.
She couldn't stay in front of that girl, because if she did, Katie Taylor would have got dropped.
Absolutely.
The fact that she moved her head and got her whole body out of the way, and bing, 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 and then got out of the way, and bing, 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 got out of the way, rolled off. If she'd have stayed in front of her, if she would have stayed in front of her, it would have been lights out. And that's what, you know, after that fight, it's great to see and great to know that what happened in Madison Square Garden, you know, is silence. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the same thing can kind of happen with Rolando Romero. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know what I feel like it could be for Rolly, because I have so much, you know, faith in him and confidence in him. I feel like it's one of those, have you ever had, like, been given something that you didn't deserve, but it's kind of humbled you, so at a later time, you've been able to outperform? You know what I'm saying? You know the kind of thing I mean? Like, I feel like that win was given to him, but hopefully he can take that and never underestimate anyone again, and never undertrain again and underperform again. So every time, so now moving into the future, when he does face the Gervontas of the world, when he does face Ryan Garcia of the world, when he faces Vasilio Lomachenko, he can outperform. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the kind of experience that it was for him that night. So now my question is, do you think we're going to get to see the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight?
Yes, we definitely will. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. And Amanda Serrano's experience is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Who do you have in the fight? I know who you have in that fight.
Listen, I'm going to be honestly biased. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell everybody I'm biased. I'm going with Amanda Serrano. She's from Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn. You know, so I got to stick with the home team. But, you know, it's going to be a real interesting fight. And I think the fight can go either way.
Yeah. And these are the types of fights. Yeah.
Because you have Katie Taylor, who's a unified champ in her division, and you have Amanda Serrano, who is a 7-division champion. 7 or 8? No, 7. I'm correct.
7.
And the way she's done it is, most people move up in weight. She's did it moving down in weight, which is even more amazing.
Yeah.
But, that's gonna be that's a pay-per-view fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the zone, that will be on the zone, because I do believe that Amanda Serrano is signed to the zone.
Yeah, she's signed with Eddie Hearn, and I feel like it's one of those things that Eddie Hearn, you know, developed. You know, he's one of the best things you can do as a promoter, especially if you're investing in the women's arena, is to kind of develop stars, you know, opposite each other. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully kind of do it as an off tournament. So it's not a tournament, but it's kind of acting as if they're facing their own fighters, eventually built towards facing each other. So I feel like that's a great thing. And it's true, great thinking by Essex Eddie. And yeah, who do I have in that fight? Amanda Serrano, you know, she's a 7-division world champion, like you said, but her experience is so vast. You know what I'm saying? Her experience is so vast. And Katie Taylor's experience is, you know, like I think she's had, how many is it now? Maybe 15 fights, maybe around about 13 fights, you know?
Amanda has 40 fights, 38 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, and 28 knockouts.
You see, she's had more knockouts than Katie Taylor has. Katie Taylor, I was right, has fights. So It's gonna be interesting to see. And who do I want to win? I want Katie Taylor to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Irish, but you know, I'm British,
Yeah, I
so
know. It's just that's right up the street from y'all. So you know
mm,
you gotta stay with your side.
and I'm an Eddie Hearn fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Eddie Hearn fan, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna
All
be good.
right.
It was a great night on Saturday for Eddie Hearn. Katie Taylor won. That's it. You know, it was a great night, and yeah, there's nothing more to say. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
it was a. Are you sure it was a great night for Eddie Hearn?
It was great. We're gonna leave it at that. Katie Taylor main evented a card on Sky Sports box office. That was the last fight of the night.
You
Everything
sure she was the main event? Please, I'm gonna let you take over and let you, tell the people the experience of what had happened on Saturday night over in England.
So it's what kind of happened is what happened, to be honest, in my opinion, has been extremely unfair. It has been it's fortunate in terms of that he's been winning these extremely competitive fights, a fight no contender really has to go through for speaking, in this day and age. Those are championship fights that you have defending the championship. But Dillian White weathered it. He beat great names. And so coming into this fight, this is perhaps his last fight before he finally gets the winner of Fury and Bronze Bomber Wilder. So coming into this fight, we're in the pub, we're in a bar. Everyone's drunk, well, almost drunk. I'm not drunk, I'm sober. And watching the fight. And we're outside, we see the entrances, great entrances, great production by Essex Eddie Hearn and the Matchroom team. And now everything's ready. We'll come inside, we sit around the bar, we're watching it. But the thing is, as they started off slow. They're just, testing each other out, pit pat. And so I'm here with my buddy Max, right? I'm here with Max Rowe. We're just chilling, we're just talking, And then all of a sudden we look at the screen and Povetkin's down. We're like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? We're like, oh, okay. But he quit. It's just one of them stun knockdowns. You know what I'm saying? I think he was in the second or third. And he gets up. You know what I'm saying? Gets up immediately. At first I thought it was a slip, but turns out it was a knockdown. And so it happens
I said the same. I don't mean to cut you off. I said the same thing too. I thought that first one was a slip.
Was a slip, yeah. And so the same thing happens again, though. It's not like White comes in to finish it, which you can say is true. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It is a smart thing to just say, relax. It's not like he's hurt. It was just a stun knockdown. You know what I'm saying? He was taking his time, looking to box and maybe find his opportunity again, which he did. And so down goes Povetkin again, and in the fourth, I believe. And we're thinking, okay, this is going to be a good time for White. You know what I'm saying? He was doing everything well. But at the same time, the pace of the fight is going slow. So I'm back here talking with my buddy Max, you know what I'm saying? We're just talking, this is a good fight. And they're just getting into the fifth round. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at what happened, the sequence of events. So I'm here with, I'm just there, just chilling, you know what I'm saying, just talking. That's a great fight, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see what's going on here. I was just speaking to my guy. I look at the screen. I'm like, what the fuck? I just see him laying there like that. I'm like, get the fuck, what the hell? What happened? You know what I'm saying? What the hell just happened? And I'm like, no, get up. And I just see the EMTs, the ambulance, the referees, and the waving it up. I'm like, no fucking way. What the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? And like, no disrespect to White, I was just thinking the way it catches you off guard. And I said to Danny, in this division, anything can happen. One punch changes everything. You know what I'm saying? And I was just talking to him, and then all of a sudden, I see him laying the exact same way he was when at the end of the Joshua fight.
That was funny.
And I was like, no way. And so finally the replay comes, thank God, thank Jesus, Dillian White's a tough fighter, you know what I'm saying? The way he was down, but he was able to get back up. And not just a tough fighter, but a tough guy. He got back on his feet. And then when he was there, they finally replayed the footage. And it was picture perfect, timing perfect. You know what I'm saying? Whether Povetkin just saw the opportunity and took it, or whether he measured it and took it. You know what I'm saying? But it was as good of a shot as you would want to have. You know what I'm saying? And Wow, I have to give respect to Povetkin, you know, especially at this age, at 40 years old, especially when you've been written off. You know what I'm saying? It was a great night for him. I can imagine it was, but it was a shock. You know what I'm saying? It was so shock. It kind of reminds me of remember when Lennox Lewis lost to Hasim Rahman? You know what I mean? It was just
That
kind of
was bad. That was bad.
it was out of nowhere.
Yeah,
You know, it
that
was
was
completely
bad.
out of nowhere. You know, and not to take anything away from either Rotman or Povetkin, because you know, at the end of the day, like we say in heavyweight boxing, one
Anything can happen.
punch changes everything.
Now, I just want to let everybody know that in the last video, both of us picked White to win.
Mm.
And that
But
knockout
hey, yo, in
was
like the seventh,
crazy. Like, yo, Povetkin sidestepped, caught him with an uppercut.
turn with the
I
uppercut, yeah.
did post that on my Instagram page.
Mm.
If you're not following me on Instagram, it's Chinchuck7. And it was bad. Like,
It was bad, yeah.
he got the BNB. For those who don't know what that
Oh
is,
yeah, yeah. You
and a
thought, yeah,
blanket. Okay, he gave him a binky and a blanket. Go to sleep. It's nap time.
yeah. Mm. Man, it's just the way it happened though. We didn't see any three of the knockdowns as they happened. You know,
I did. I was home. I was watching the fight,
mm.
and I was sitting there, and I'm
I
watching.
think
I'm
that's
just like,
the thing.
sometimes I can't watch heavyweights fight because it's like the punches are in slow motion.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
power behind it, but it's just
yeah,
like it's so slow. And you know, I like watching the lighter weight classes. You know, the
yeah. Very,
lightweights and the
yeah.
featherweights,
Mm.
the um the junior welterweights and the welterweights. I like because you know I like the little speed and everything like
The
that. I'm not
speed,
saying that the
yeah.
heavyweights can't box; they can, but
Mm.
it's just
Mm.
the punches are
Everything is
slow.
in slow motion, yeah. And the
And
punches are slow, you know. And when you're around people, you know what I'm saying? Like I was on Saturday, you know, and you know, you're speaking about the fight and you're speaking about a bunch of other things at the same time, and the fight's going slowly. You get distracted. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the thing though. It's like it's literally the definition of blink, don't blink, otherwise you'll miss it, you know. And we missed it. We missed all three. But that last one, forget
yo,
about
he sidestepped him, ducked under.
it. Yeah. So
And then
you
when he
know,
hit him, it was funny because when he hit him, he looked at it. The funniest thing for the whole night was
mm.
Anthony Joshua's face.
I didn't see his face. What was his face?
Yo, he looked like his best friend. He looked like his favorite dog just got hit by a Mack truck.
Oh, you know, and speaking of Anthony Joshua, you know, you must have been thinking, you know, because keep in mind, Joshua knocked out Povetkin, you know, and a lot of people are talking
Yeah.
about how does Joshua, but the thing is, I don't want to say this without taking anything away from Povetkin, because I don't want to do that. It's not easy to go in there and beat someone like White, and it's not easy to do it in the way that you did, but I feel like it was such a close fight. It could have happened to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that fight wasn't close at all, man. White was winning the whole every
No, no,
every
no, no,
round.
no. That's what I mean. Sorry, that's what I mean. It was close as in like it was not one sided. It wasn't like Povetkin went in there and was dominating the entire thing. It was so close as in like he could have had his night. You know, White could have had his night, and he was
Oh,
so
okay,
close.
yeah.
It was so close to winning, and you know, not to take anything away from Povetkin, but it's like the rematch is coming. You know, the rematch is coming very soon as well. Coming in November, I think. So.
I mean, he do deserve a rematch, but if he doesn't knock him out,
Mm.
I don't know. See, they've been jerking Dillian White around for the longest.
For
Like
a long time, yeah. Nah, it's only
he
right
should have
that
been
they.
had a shot at that WBC title.
Yeah, he
All
should
they've
have.
been doing is just jerking him around and jerking him around, and
Mm.
you know, I give him credit for taking all these tough fights against top-notch heavyweights. Like he was
Yeah,
fighting these guys like if he was a champion.
like he was a champion. Yeah, defending his championship belt around against them, but yeah, you know what? I will say though, I will give a great respect to Joshua because a lot of people put him down. You know, they say it's just an overglorified Olympian. He's not even that good compared to Fury. You know, but he has done a lot of great things. Keep in mind, Anthony Joshua combined has had about 60 fights, maybe 65 fights. He had about 44 fights as an amateur and 24 fights as a
Pro.
professional, as a pro. So, and he started boxing 12 years ago. he started boxing in 2008, and in 2016, 8 years later, became the heavyweight champion of the world. You know, and to be able to do what he has done, it is a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw, he's my favorite fighter right now. You know what I'm saying? He's my number one guy. And so I respect him, you know, and now he beat, you know, Povetkin. And so, yeah, next for him is Kubrat Pulev. But, fight, it hasn't been announced yet. It was going to be for London, but obviously with the Wuhan coronavirus, it's going to be rescheduled.
Yeah. I think if Anthony Joshua comes in the way he came in against Andy Ruiz, the second fight, he didn't come in too heavy. He didn't, you know, he slimmed down. His punches didn't look robotic. He was more fluid, and he had more motion.
Yeah.
If he continues to fight like that, he's going to be a tough out in that heavyweight division.
It's interesting you say that, because I seen a picture of him the other day. I think it was even in the broadcast on Saturday night. He lost a lot of weight. You look at his cheekbones, and you look at everything like that. He's lost a lot of weight. I think he's still losing weight. You know how usually a fighter, if they let's say for his fight with Ruiz, they go down in weight, they lose weight in training, and then after the fight they go back up. I don't even think he's gone back up. If anything, it's either stayed the same or gone down. You know, because I've seen his cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? And it's like him back in 2008. If you look at a picture of Anthony Joshua in 2008, you know what I mean? He was a big guy, but not nothing compared to him now. You know.
All right, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a Cam and Dan production. Cam and Dan Live 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, so we'll be back with many more to come, guys. Please follow, like, subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, positive, negative. We take all all kind of comments.
We take it on the chin.
Yeah, like Dillian White.
No. I knew you were gonna say that. I was gonna say someone else, but I knew you were gonna say. I was like, please don't say that. You know what I'm saying? I know his brother.
I don't, so I can say it. So, thanks for watching.
Shout out Black Box Management. Shout out Dean Shug White and all the things you guys are doing there. You're doing an incredible job. Shout out Shakan Peters. Shout out all the great guys there at Black Box Management. Dean White.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you another time.